First thing I want to talk about here is our 3-point stance. What we got to do is be in a neutral stance with our toes and our knees slightly pointed inside, okay? There was in a left-handed stance, but now what we want to do is, again, not be too wide, not be too narrow. We're going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width. If we're in a right-handed stance, we want to go about right toe to instep, maybe to the heel. When our hand goes on the ground, we don't want too much weight on there. We got to be neutral so we can move forward, sideways, backwards, whatever it is. If I'm stepping left, I'm going to push off my right foot and step sideways, backwards, forwards, again. Go ahead, squat down. Left toe to heel, maybe instep, put our hand down. Have our weight more on the inside of our knees and the inside of our feet. Again, about shoulder width apart, not too wide, not too short, a little bit wider than shoulder width. Go toe to instep, toe to heel maybe. Squat down, hand on the ground, not too much weight on your hand though, and be able to step in all different directions. Forwards, backwards, sideways, while still keeping our balance. Here, we'll take a look at just the feet at a little bit of a different angle. Okay, so whether we're going toe to instep, toe to heel, again, we want to be pushing off our left foot if we're going right and pushing off our right foot if we're going left. Point our knees in, point our toes in. Don't have our feet and our knees and our toes pointed out. Now we want to talk about some general movement here, okay? We have to be able to squat down, not having our toes out again, but anytime we move inside the box, inside the tackle box, we always have to have that wide base squatted down with our toes pointed in and being able to take short, choppy steps while in that position. Short, choppy, powerful steps. My heels probably should be a little bit more on the ground here, like they are here, but be able to move sideways, upfield. You got to be able to react to whatever's going on. Boom, if you have to cut and plant, go sideways, that's what we need. Okay, so again, I'm in that position. I'm going in all different directions. Again, don't point your toes out. You lose power that way. Squat down. Keep your toes pointed in. Okay, now let's talk about some basic footwork. Here we want to go over a lead step. Okay, this is when we're just stepping straight at the defender. So you got a guy on your left or right shoulder, and you just step right at him and drive him upfield. And again, we're still talking about that type of movement where we're squatting down, taking short, choppy steps with a wide base. Okay, coming from a right-handed stance, you just step straight up field. Don't step back, step straight up. Straight up and drive, short, choppy steps. Now coming from a left-handed stance, again, keep our feet flat on the ground. Don't step backwards, don't step sideways, don't step underneath yourself, okay? You're just stepping but not going anywhere. It's good when you have a line so you actually have a target or a thing you can step over, which is what I'm doing right here. Okay? Again, don't step underneath yourself or sideways or anything like that. If we got a lead step, we're just driving straight up field. Now we want to talk about an inside zone step, which is similar to a lead step, but we're stepping up and out at the same time. Okay, so we stepped upfield and out. Okay, so it's not a sideways step, it's not a backward step. We want to step, basically you're coming about 6 to 8 inches up and 6 to 8 inches at the side, to the side I should say. Okay, this is what we would use for our straight running plays or belly. Or Denver, or slam, or dive. These are the inside zone steps. Okay, so if we're going left, we're stepping up and to the left all at the same time. And again, still keeping that same type of movement in a squatted position with short, choppy, powerful steps. All right, now I want to talk about our reach footwork here. All right, so anytime we have an outside zone type of play, so like solid and balance and swap, okay, our first step, what we want to do is pick our foot up and point it to the sideline and step towards the sideline, okay? Don't step back, don't step underneath yourself, okay? Pick it up, point your toe, step towards the sideline, okay? The second step is going to cross over with our toe pointed a little bit more upfield, right around like a 45-degree angle, okay? Toe pointed out, and then our third step, we're going to square up and drive our guy upfield, okay? We're running, basically what we're going to do is, in simple terms, is we're going to turn and run for his outside number. If we get there, square up, drive him upfield. If we don't get there because he widens, it's the same thing, just drive him upfield. We'll take that, okay? So again, don't step backwards, point your toe, step towards the sideline. Second step, you're going to cross over slightly with your toe a little bit more pointed upfield, okay? And then our third step is going to square us up and we're going to drive right there. Now we're square facing upfield. All right, so that's our reach step, or our reach footwork, I should say. All right, now I want to talk about our footwork for a double team, okay? So if this post here that I'm lined up against, this would, essentially be our defender that we're double teaming. So if we had a left guard and a left tackle, okay, basically what you want to do here is imagine being foot to foot, hip to hip, okay? So the left guard has his left foot up and the left tackle has his right foot up and they're staying square driving down the field, okay? So if you're the inside guy, so if you're the left guard here with the 3 technique, what you want to do is, and I'll demonstrate a little bit more here, okay, is it's very similar to a lead step, okay? You're both lead stepping depending on how close that defender is. But what you want to do instead of just stepping straight with that left foot is pick that right foot up and slam it into the ground and then lead step into your defender, okay? Don't step sideways or actually gain ground. Just pick it up, slam it into the ground because it gives you more momentum coming into that defender, okay? So it's pick your inside foot up, slam it down, and then drive with your near leg, okay? And the whole time, that near leg is up while we're driving that defender. So I'm going to pick the right foot up, boom, and then step with the left foot. So this would be like a right guard or a right tackle. And then come off on the backer if you need to. All right, now let's talk about our down block. All right, and the footwork's actually going to be similar to a reach block, except instead of stepping flat, we're just going to step, again, towards the sideline or towards the defender, okay? But more at an angle instead of so flat. And again, don't step backwards, don't step underneath yourself. All right, this is for when we're driving a defender who's our inside gap. So if I'm the left guard there or left tackle and I have a linebacker or a lineman in my inside gap, I'm going to step right at him and just drive. Again, the footwork's very similar to a reach block, but you're just going a little bit more upfield at an angle, not so flat. All right, now let's talk about pulling. All right, or this is more of a wrap, a pull and wrap. So this would be the right guard pulling to the left for a linebacker, like when we run power or polo, okay? So you saw there, I step backwards with my inside foot, cross over and run, keeping my shoulders square so I can at any point pull up into the hole because it might be real tight, it might be real wide, or it might be in between, okay? So what we want to do is, again, step back with our inside foot, cross over, run parallel with our shoulders upfield so we can move at any time, or we can go upfield anytime to find our backer, okay? So I don't want to do a hop skip or any of that other stuff, okay? Again, so now if I'm the left guard pulling to the right, I'm going to step back with my right foot, cross over with my left foot. A little bit more of a wider pull there. Sometimes we might pull our center onto a linebacker on an outside play, okay? But still, the technique is still all the same. All right, a little pass pro here. I want to talk about the kick slide. All right, so if we're kicking right, we're going to kick with our right foot and then push off with our left foot and drag that left foot, or slide it, I should say, okay? I don't want to have a real deep set or anything like that. We just want to keep our guy flat on the line of scrimmage. So whether we're going left or right or inside or outside, we're always moving flat with our inside foot up at all times, okay? Nice and easy, nice and simple, okay? If I have a defender on the inside of me, now I'm just going to step down hard with my inside foot up, and I drag my back foot. Be able to go left and right and be able to move in all directions. All right, I want to talk about our hands here and pass protection, okay? You want to have your hands up and have a short, powerful punch, all right? And you want to punch with the heel of your palm. That's a very strong, much stronger part of your body. You'll want to hit with the flat part of your hands, and you also don't want to wind up, okay? Just like a guy who's punching, okay? Your punch just comes straight and it comes out. You don't wind up, okay? Whether it's a cross or a jab, it just goes straight out. You never want to wind up. It's the same thing in pass protection, okay? So just get your hands up, hit with the palm, with the heel of your palms, okay? And short and powerful, okay? And that's all it is. It'll be much more effective with a short, powerful strike like that, all right? As opposed to winding up and going for the knockout punch every time, all right? So see with your hands. Keep them up, keep them in front of your face, okay? And again, hit or strike with the heel of your palm, okay? Again, don't wind up. All right, if you have something to strike, you can practice this. You want to squat down, hit high, hit low, move all around, mix your hands up. You can alternate your hands, one high, one low, okay? Just get used to having that short, powerful punch. Again, same thing from a different angle. High and low. Alternate, whatever it is. Just get used to being able to strike with a short and powerful punch. Let's just talk about some agility and movement drills you can work on. I want to talk about running laterally. So here you can see I'm actually moving laterally, but keeping my shoulders square, okay? And when you plant, stick off that outside foot, not the outside foot, so you have more stability. All right, and these are all just things you can work on all the lead step, the pulling, the zone steps, reaching, down blocks, your double teams, punching if you have something you can hit, okay? Make sure you're safe and you don't hurt yourself. The lateral movement, keeping your shoulders square, being able to run laterally and plant and go upfield. The inverted duck walk, being able to run with short choppy steps while you're squatted down. A lot of this stuff is not, natural running. It's not just running around on a field. It's positions that, you're not really in on an everyday basis, even if you're staying active. So make sure we're practicing all this stuff, getting in a good stance, having good footwork, keeping our feet flat and powerful. All right, keeping our back flat, so we're ready to go, and we have a good base of what we do, and the movement is more familiar to us. All right, if you got any questions on this, let me know. But let's try to get out there 3 or 4 days a week. Get about 30 to 50 reps altogether of this stuff, and it doesn't look that hard in the video, but I promise you it's it's actually a lot more tiring than it looks like. Okay, so make sure we're doing that, watching the film and everything that we've went over, studying our plays, but this is something that we should start doing, especially while we're still at home right now. But as you can see from this video, you don't need a lot of space to work with. A park obviously is better if you can go to a field, but you only need about 10 to 15 yards. So if you got just room in your backyard, whatever it is, let's just make sure we're working on this and staying in shape.